What's up, guys? We're here today, episode 7 of Athletic Adjustments, hosted by myself, Reggie.
I'm Roosevelt.
And today we got a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Kamani Johns, if you don't want to know my last name, but everyone calls me KJ.
Yes, so KJ is a member of the track team here at Lincoln University. She does a lot of other things, but we want to know a little more about you today, KJ. So we got a couple of questions, picking your brain about track and just pretty much just about campus life in general.
Okay, sounds good.
So my first question for you is, I just want to know the transition, because I know, like I was saying yesterday in our podcast, that track as well as tennis, those are the two sports I feel like are the hardest to transition, especially going from high school to college. How was that transition period for you, being a high school athlete, competing now with college athletes?
Well, for me, even in high school, I was always a hard worker, and my coach from high school was coached by the same coach my college coach is coached by, which is Coach Jones. He coached my high school coach and my my current coach right now. So their styles are pretty similar because they learned from him. So the styles are pretty similar. I just had to get in an environment where it was more serious and not in a manner where I could play around. Because I feel like high school is more, I wouldn't say not serious, but kind of is. It's like more not serious. You don't have money on the line. Because for me, I have a scholarship. So it's like money is on the line. And when I got here, I knew I wanted to do good things and I wanted to progress. So I just put my trust in my coach, and I put my trust in my last coach as well, as he passed me down to another coach. So that really basically what it was. It's just about more discipline and just being on top of things, because you don't have someone constantly hounding you down about certain things, as they would, because they don't do that in high school. Well, they do that in high school, but they don't do that as much in college. But as I'm progressing and getting better, my coach is more tight on me, which is good. It's something I need, but ultimately it just comes down to discipline, to be honest. So that was the only major big thing difference.
Okay. Another question I have for you is, around what time would you say you fell in love with running track?
When I got back to when I got to college, I liked it in high school. It was like for me, it's strict here, but in high school, the coach was more strict than the coach I have here. My coach is strict, but he's not like the mean strict, if that makes sense. He's like, the understanding strict, and wants you to get better strict. My coach from high school was like more of a I want to win type of strict. So for me, I stopped loving it as much in high school, but as I got to college and starting to see who I am, and my coach starting to give me that help me gain that confidence that I have now, it started to make me love it, and to see my progression also started to make me love it even more, because it's like, oh, I can actually do better at this. Like, I'm actually like really good at it. So once I start putting my best foot forward, that's when I start loving it.
And you had mentioned discipline. So, like, I know me being as an athlete here too, like, Lincoln comes with a lot of distractions.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing you personally, you do have a certain level of discipline. Like, you're making sure that you go to sleep at certain times, certain regimen. So how, like, just tell the people, like, how much of a challenge that is, and just to stay focused and having, on stuff like that.
Well, I would like to tell y'all, I love ice cream. I love brownies. I love sweets. So that is the hardest part about my discipline for me, is the nutrition aspect of it, and that's the last step that I'm actually following now. Other than that, before that, it was basically just about making sure your body is healthy, going to the trainers how you're supposed to, recovering, because for us, yes, training is good and it helps you get faster, but recovery is just as important. Like going to sleep and active recovery, just getting your legs moving, but not fully like running or practicing, is very important. So I learned that even off the track, I have to be disciplined, and it can be hard because you're around other people who's not as disciplined as you. But when you start seeing the progression that you have and seeing like listening to your coach because he knows best, he's the coach. So listening to what his advice is and his knowledge after, coaching for so many years, and you're like, okay, so I have to do this in order to do this. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, that's how I remain disciplined. Seeing the progress from being disciplined keeps you there because you're like, I love this. This feels good. And also, it just makes you a better human being and help you learn self-control, even in the real world. So I feel like discipline is hard, but once you start seeing the reward from your discipline, that's when it starts becoming easier.
But I have one more follow-up question to that. So, like, how do those conversations go as far as your friends saying it might be a Thirsty Thursday, they want to go out to the patio, which you may have to, like, go to sleep with? Like, how are those conversations go?
Well, first of all, I don't hang around nobody who's not like me, if that makes sense. So I'm not really much of a partier, but when they do want to go outside and enjoy themselves, we would. Well, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't go outside at all. I just don't. But when I was like that, like even freshman year, and we wanted to go outside, we just limited what we could do. We wouldn't drink. We wouldn't partake in any anything else. We wouldn't do none of that stuff, we would just go in with the vibe and just have fun like it's just a regular old party. Enjoy ourselves, enjoy our company with one another. But when it's like time to really lock in and you got some of those folks that actually want to go out, you let them do what they want to do. Like, I can't control anyone but myself. And if that's what they want, my friends, sometimes they will go out without me because I'll literally tell them no. Like, my legs hurt right now, and they don't need to hurt anymore from me breakdancing on the floor or nothing. So, having that discipline also carries into even your friendships. And by you being that way and they seeing your progression, they start to become that way as well. So it's also about being a role model and not following pursuit when you know it's not right. But there's nothing wrong with having fun, guys. Have fun or whatever. But for me, it's not going to be at the extent of my body or my well-being. So.
How do you keep that drive? Like, did you have track and field? Has it always been something that you have, or was it your teammates bringing you along, helping you along with it?
I had that drive in high school. Cause my high school coach had that mentality. He had that drive. Like, he really was passionate about track and field, so it lingered on to us. And he always told me, even before I came to college, that I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna be good at this. Like, he seen my potential before I seen it, so I thank him for that. And as soon as I got here, I didn't see much of it, and I was like, wait, actually, I'm kind of seeing it a little bit. Like, and when your coach tell you can do something, you feel great about it because it's like sometimes, how coaches are. They don't like giving praise a lot because they don't want you to settle. So they give you a little good job or something like that. But my coach actually told me, like, KJ, you're capable of doing this. You can do this and you can do this. So that drive got instilled in me by my coaches and them giving me that, not giving me, but helping me gain that confidence every time I step on the track with every little thing that I've fixed in my races. So, hope that answered your question.
For sure, it definitely did. And being that, so for the people who don't know, you do have the #1 time in, I believe, the 400, I want to say?
Yes. So, guys, I have the #1 time in the 400 for indoor and outdoor. And I have the #1 times for the 300, 500, and 600 indoors. Those are other races that's not as important, but I do have them, so they're important to me. But the 400 is my event. That's something I really I work hard towards, and I fix every time I race, I fix every little mistake that I've made inside of my race to better my next race. So yeah, I have the #1 time right now, and hopefully I can drop it at Nationals coming up in roughly about 2 weeks in Indianapolis. So wish me luck with that.
For sure. Definitely good luck to that. But so with having all those accolades under your belt, how do you how I should say is the legacy you want to continue? Like, how do you stay motivated as far as like shaping your legacy, being that you did so much things that haven't been done before? How do you keep yourself wanting to extend your legacy at places like National and continue to break more records? Like,
I feel like it's very important. When I first got here, I didn't think about legacy, you know. I didn't think, even looking at the records, I didn't even think I would be able to hit them. You can ask my friends. I looked at them and was like, wait, I don't think that's fast. But soon as I hit it, I'm like, wait, that's actually not that fast, you know? So for me, legacy is very important. And it's not even just about me and my running or how fast I can go. It's about me, like, letting people know, like, how I progressed and that and uplifted others, like my other teammates, especially my freshmen. I have this one little mentee. Her name is Liana. She's a 400 runner as well, and I just instill in her what I was taught, and I encourage her as best as I can, anytime I can, and let her know not to be discouraged because you know I've been in those places. So my legacy, I want it to be continued through me actually giving knowledge to other people who wants to run the same way that I run or accomplish the same goals I accomplish. So I expect her to break my records before she leave. So yeah, so it's not even just about me. It's about the other people that I impact and the other people I influence. And it's not even just about her either. It's about even the boys who run that event or anybody who just running track on Lincoln's team. I want us to all be disciplined, focused, and have that same mentality I have and that same drive and work ethic that I have. And I just want our team to be great, you know? So, yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, how can you explain how difficult it is for a person to run track, like just changing your speed up even to a millisecond?
Well, a lot of people think it's easy because honestly, our sport is incorporated in a lot of sports. And sometimes our sport is some of y'all's sports punishment. So speed varies. I don't know too much about speed because I'm more strength. You know, I'm more endurance and speed endurance. But yeah, most definitely, just it's all about how you practice or like what specific parts you're focusing on, whether it's technique, because form in running is very important as well. It's not just the aspect of just running. It's all about your form, your technique, and how you get your legs to cycle and not just stomp the ground. You know, so it's more than people think than just running around a big circle. It's technique, it's endurance. Also, it can be yeah, and everyone knows track is 100% mental. You 99% actually. The 1% is you actually running, but if your mind out there, you're never going to accomplish anything that you set your mind out to get. So everything is mental with track, to be honest.
Okay, so let's take a step away from track.
Right.
I'm curious about who is KJ as a person. So like, what legacy does KJ want to leave here? And if you have to describe yourself in 5 words, what does the person KJ is sound like?
Okay, that's a good question. Outside of track, I feel like I'm, a loving person, and I try to encourage people as much as I can, and I try to bring light around others and uplift them. Sometimes I fall short, so I like to surround myself with people who can encourage and uplift me as well. I'm a godly woman, you know. I'm growing my faith in God and Jesus Christ. I give all the glory to Him, whether it's during school or on and off the track. You know, everything is through His will and by His grace. So I appreciate Him for that. And also the 5 words that I would like to describe myself as. I'm picky. I could say picky is one.
Explain that, like picky in what aspect?
I'm picky with my food. I'm picky with who I surround myself with. You know, I'm picky with relationship wise. That's not platonic. You know, picky. I'm just picky all around the board. I grew up that way. I don't know how, but listen, it got me far, and my discernment never stirred me wrong. So I think being picky isn't a bad thing to an extent. So the people I am around, they tell me I'm picky about a lot of things, you know, especially food. So I would say I'm picky. I'm very outspoken. Like I stand up for myself. I don't let people, disrespect me. That's one thing I do not tolerate. So I'm very, I speak my mind a lot and get my point across. I would like to say that I'm goofy, like I'm silly. I play around a lot, even though my resting face isn't very pleasant and it looks very mean. I promise you, I play around a lot once you get to know me. I would like to say, what else am I? I'm stubborn. You can say that too. I'm very stubborn, but that's something I'm working on. Me being transparent here, okay? I'm stubborn. And the other thing is that I'm a very, very caring person. Once I care about you, I care about you, and I like to love people in their love language, whether it's my friends or a romantic relationship. So I'm very caring, and I'm giving. And also, I'll add one more. We're gonna do 6. I like even numbers, okay? I'm also, what I was about to say. God, I lost my train of thought. I'm very empathetic. I understand how other people feel, and it took me a while to learn that. But since now that I learned that, I love that about myself because I can empathize with you and let you know everything will be okay, and just understand that maybe you don't want to talk right now, and that you just want somebody there for you. Yeah, I see every kind of point of view there is, so I like that about myself now.
If there was a Lincoln sport that you could play here besides track, what sport would that be?
Soccer. Because I used to play soccer, guys. I played soccer for 2 years in the little leagues. That was in elementary school, but to me that was like yesterday. And I was actually kind of like good at it. Besides the shins getting kicked every day at practice, I think I would do soccer. It's really nice how they do tricks and stuff. And I feel like it's an underrated sport. And if I knew how to swim, I would swim too. But that's not even at Lincoln. But that's in general. If I know how to swim, I would swim. I like the water.
Okay, lastly for me, I just want you in the camera to speak to your younger self and just give your younger self a message of the person you are now. What would you like to say to your younger self?
Because people tell me this all the time, little KJ, that everything's gonna be okay, and don't rush certain things because they will come to you in God's timing. Always believe in yourself, and don't be discouraged by what other people say, or don't let anybody else discourage you out of your plans or your big dreams. You are beautiful as you are, and you are surrounded and you are loved by the people you surround yourself with. They are always with you. They love you, and continue to be, just who you are. Don't put on a mask for nobody, because Lord knows that masks slowly slip away as time goes by. So be you unapologetically and continue to grow and prosper. That's what I would say to my younger self.
Younger self will be happy.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't have anything else.
Well, KJ, we thank you for coming to episode 7, Athletic Adjustments. Everybody, let's root her well. She's going to D2 National Championship in the next coming weeks. So we wish you the best of luck. We're here supporting you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.